Thanksgiving. And what did I think? Hey folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I saw two movies tonight. The first one was Thanksgiving. Time for a Mike's Instant movie review. I am literally leaving the theater. I did also see Priscilla, saw a double header. So let's start with the first one first. Oh God. Some degenerates around here. Thanksgiving film, horror film, a surprisingly large audience perhaps on a Tuesday night, but it's Thanksgiving week. The movie is titled Thanksgiving. People came out for it. Horror seems to be the most consistent genre going. People always come out for horror, at least in this area that I currently live in. And what did I think? Well, this is what I typically say with my horror film reviews. If you're a horror fan, you'll probably like this one. If you're not a horror fan, you probably won't. This one, Thanksgiving, I think Eli Roth directed. I think he was big for the Hostel movies, if I'm not mistaken. I was not really into the Hostel movies or the Saw movies of that era, the mid-2000s, I believe. So I'm not terribly familiar with Eli Roth, although I think he did the Hostel films, which I don't think I've even seen them. Okay. This one, I thought it was good. I think it's a movie that, for me at least, didn't have, like, the jump scares, the suspense. It didn't have, like, the most original fucking storyline. It was your typical somebody's killing a bunch of people type of shit. Interesting to see Gina Gershon in this thing. The individual sitting 2 seats to my right, when Gina Gershon came on screen, he said to his lady friend, "Showgirls." So, I mean, you can see the type of mentality and IQ I was dealing with my fellow patrons. So I don't know. I mean, I found myself dozing off a few times, quite frankly. But when I was awake, the kills, and I think this is how a lot of people see these horror films, like the gruesomeness or the absurdity or the brutality of the actual deaths make a difference in people's enjoyment of these films. So I thought they did do a pretty good job with that. I just noticed that I left my window, pretty fucking open when I was in the movie, so that was a bad move on my part. If someone had a relatively small arm, they could have gotten into my car, but they didn't. Thank you, Florida. So what else? It was decent. I mean, it was your typical who's killing the teenagers, oh my god, that person never saw it coming type of bullshit. It wasn't bad. It didn't rock my boat, okay? Also, I will say this. I made a short film titled Thanksgiving, a comedy years ago, which you can see over on One Man and a Camera Films. The numeral One Man and a Camera Films. I do think that my comedic film is probably more valuable as far as artistic integrity than this, 2-hour bludgeoning fest of a Thanksgiving. Just my fucking opinion, okay? But it was all right, So there you have it. I mean, if you're a horror fan, if you like the kills, go see it. But I'm just gonna say this. I think as far as like great storytelling or great suspense or like really get under your nerves type of horror, I don't think this was it. This was just your typical gang of kids, crazy killer with a crazy mask, killing people, and just new and exciting ways to bludgeon and kill and do despicable things. Baking the stepmother alive like she's a fucking turkey and so forth. So that's it. I mean, how do I feel? I just feel like, okay, I saw it. Yip, 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 Thanksgiving, and it's over, and good. Hopefully there won't be a sequel. I mean, they could do a sequel, I suppose, but they'd have to, reboot some stuff. They did kind of leave the door open for a sequel, to be honest with you. I don't know. Didn't rock my fucking world. I thought it was okay. Mike Messier.